Hello everyone, welcome to the Spotlight News. I'm Brenda Torres.
And I'm Kaylee Baker.
24 people were arrested Sunday morning after the Lake Wales Police Department searched Hood Tees and Graphics, a clothing store located at 344 West Lincoln Avenue. The store opened in August of 2014, and according to police, they noticed activity during the late hours at the clothing store. Suspicion grew that the t-shirt shop was just a front for criminal activity. The Lake Wales Police Department Crime Suppression Unit were able to obtain a search warrant and discovered that the t-shirt shop had turned gambling operation. Inside, they found numerous people gambling, drinking alcohol, and in possession of illegal drugs. Roland Leonard Milligan, operator of the t-shirt shop, was charged for keeping a gambling house and keeping a structure for drug-related purposes. As a result of the search, police were able to seize $10,066 in cash, 41.8 grams of marijuana, 2.5 grams of cocaine, and 10 packages of K2, which is also known as synthetic marijuana. As for the additional 23 people found inside the business, they also face charges ranging from misdemeanors to felonies.
The Lakeland Police Department is looking to create a memorial that will honor its fallen officers. The department is asking for the help of the community to raise $300,000 to build this memorial that will be built next to the police station. The hope is to pay tribute to the 5 officers that have died in the line of duty. The most recent was Officer Arnulfo Crispin, who was shot and killed nearly 5 years ago. The memorial's focal point will be a life-size honor guard looking over the names of the 5 fallen officers etched into glass plates. The plates will also feature a photograph of each officer as well as their date of death. So far, the department has raised $50,000 and it hopes to reveal its project in December, just in time for the 5-year anniversary of Crispin's death. Groundbreaking is set to happen in May of this year. Anyone who donates $100 or more will receive a name engraved on a brick that surrounds the memorial. To purchase a brick, go to www.lakelandpolicefoundation.com. On another note, earlier this week, I had the opportunity to go visit Crumb and Get It Cookie Company. Check it out. Hey everyone, today I'm at Crumb and Get It on South Florida. It's a cute new cookie company in town. I'm going to talk to the owner to learn a little more about what this place has. What was going on behind the scenes before Crumb and Get It came to Lakeland in January?
Chris McMurray is the franchise owner, and Chris and I are childhood friends. And so we talked sometime last spring, and decided that this would be a great spot to bring Crumb and Get It Cookie Company here in Lakeland. It is a small franchise. The other 2, there's 3 in all. The other 2 are in Virginia. This is the first one in Florida.
What would you recommend for people to try the very first time they come in?
I think the best-selling custom cookie flavor would have to be the Dark and Stormy. It's a chocolate cookie with dark chocolate chips and cranberries. That's been really popular.
What sort of idea did you have in mind for this cookie company before you opened it?
We wanted to make Crumb and Get It a place where anyone actually could come and sit down and enjoy. We have some games at the tables, coffee, just relax, unwind, stay for a while, bring your schoolwork. We've had a few people come and bring their schoolwork and just relax and enjoy, something sweet. When you think of cookies and cupcakes, you probably think of mom or grandma, something very comforting, fruit smells, hey? So yeah, it's just a place to come and, even people with a family come and relax and unwind and enjoy something sweet.
It was so great talking to the owner, Christy, so make sure if you're ever on South Florida, you stop by for a sweet treat. For the Spotlight News, I'm Kaylee Baker.
So Kaylee, those cookies look so delicious. How do they taste?
They're so good, and even better, the staff there is so sweet. They're honestly the nicest, most genuine staff I have encountered in my experiences.
I definitely have to check it out. It looks really cute and very tasty.
It is. It's so cute, and they have this list of custom cookies that they've created for you, and so you can pick if you think that any of these cookies on the list look good, you can try one of those. And I tried the s'mores, and they're so good. And they make them right in front of you, so they're nice and warm when you get them. And they also come with a glass of milk.
Ooh, milk and cookies.
Oh yeah,
definitely the perfect combination.
Absolutely.
In Lake Wales, residents of a mobile home park are complaining of living in homes with moldy walls and holes in the floor, while their landlord lives in luxury. Former and current tenants spoke with ABC Action News about the issues that management refuses to solve. Cindy Phillips, a former tenant at the mobile home park, was evicted after she called code enforcement because repairs were never done on the homes. In one case, a home was so moldy that the tenant had to be admitted to the hospital. The owner of the mobile home park is Dr. Steven Chambers of Tampa, whose $1 million home on Bayshore Boulevard is far from the same condition as his tenants. When contacted, a representative of his company stated they had just become aware of the issues, but former tenants stated they have been complaining for years. And now to know what's hot, let's go with Grant Bell with Hot Topic.
Thank you, guys. This past week, Southeastern University's Department of Spiritual Formation, DSF, recently hosted what is known to be SCU's biggest event of the year, the 5th Annual SCU Conference. Held at the First Baptist Church at the Mall, this year's conference featured a wide variety of speakers, from Robert Madu to our very own campus pastor, Phil Urdiales. A lot happened at this year's conference, and I'm pretty sure it made quite the impact on the students here at campus. Hello everyone, I'm Grant Bell and this is Hot Topic. We've asked the community of SDU to find out their thoughts on this year's #SDUConf. Take a look.
My favorite session was probably Dino Rizzo.
The first one, Robert Madu spoke.
I really liked the second night. I've never heard that story put that way before.
He was just such a powerful speaker. He was so into what he was talking about.
I thought it was a really powerful moment when he said, okay, what is reminding you of your past? And you need to let that go today. So I thought that was a really good service.
Order. That had been on my heart before conference, and God kind of confirmed that with me through all the speakers and through everything that was going on that week.
I just enjoyed it so much, and I can't wait for next year's conference.
A huge thank you goes out to every department on campus. Formation, experience, learning, and any other department, plus all the volunteers that made SCU Conference happen. It was truly incredible. Thank you everyone for joining me. I'm Grant Bell, and this has been Hot Topic. Back to you guys in the studio.
Conference was so fun. Were you able to go at all?
I wasn't, but I did go last year. But from this year, I heard that the message was there, the music was good, it was a really good event.
Yeah, Andy Mineo actually came, and I personally hadn't heard of his music until one of my friends played it for me, but his concert was great. And I really liked Robert Madu. His messages are always amazing whenever he comes to visit us.
Yes, I saw the Instagram pictures and videos, and it definitely looked really fun.
And did you get the album this year?
I did, and it
think?
was really good.
It is.
Their albums are always good, and they get better and better.
They really do. Every year they get so much better.
Yes.
And now for our sports update, here's Brandon and Carly.
Hello everybody, I'm Carly Palmer.
And I'm Brandon Crotchett, and this is your Spotlight Sports Update. After blowing out Ave Maria, the Southeastern men's basketball team was looking to secure its place in the Sun Conference tournament after facing Florida Memorial, Thomas, and Weber International. However, the Fire would find themselves on the losing end of all three matchups. The Fire are currently tied for 6th place with Weber in the conference standings. Not only will the Fire have to win against top-ranked Kaiser today, but will also need a Thomas victory over the Warriors. Tip-off for the final regular season game is scheduled for 4 p.m. at the Furnace.
The women's basketball team is wrapping up their season, celebrating their seniors today at 2 p.m. The team has had an extremely successful season with a record of 12-3 in the conference play and 21-5 overall. The Lady Fire will be starting their tournament play the week of February 23rd.
The baseball team had their 8-game win streak snapped last week against Rio Grande, getting swept in a Friday doubleheader. However, on Saturday, the Fire returned the favor, sweeping the Red Storm in another doubleheader. Junior first baseman Chris Madison hit his 3rd home run of the season in the 3rd inning of the 2nd game, a 2-run rocket over the center field wall. The Fire currently sit at 10-5 on the season as they welcome the Thomas University Nighthawks to Brower Stadium this weekend for a 3-game series, the last game being today at noon.
Southeastern softball has officially begun as the 2015 champs play Calumet College for their opening weekend. Unfortunately, the Crimson Wave came out on top, giving the Fire their first loss of the season. But this is just the beginning. Softball played again today at 12:30 against Cumberland University. To see the results and stats of that game, visit fire.scu.edu.
So far, the season is looking bright for the SCU men's tennis team. After upsetting nationally ranked number 21 SCAD and beating Weber International this past week, the Fire find themselves not only 3-0, but also nationally ranked for the first time in program history. The 23rd ranked Fire also received word that freshman Max Wynn was named the Sun Conference Player of the Week. The Fire look to keep this hot streak of theirs going as they take to the court today at 10 a.m. to take on Eckerd College at Edgewood Tennis Courts.
After suffering loss to nationally ranked SCAD, Southeastern women's tennis team fought back, winning their match against Ave Maria. Earlier this week, the Fire also won their match against Weber International, making them 2-1 in the season. Fire tennis will pick back up again today as they face Eckerd College.
SCU soccer has been hard at work over the last few weeks, starting their off-season training. Our new Spotlight Sports reporter Janaea Smith sat down with some of the women's players to get their thoughts on the upcoming season, as well as their new head coach. Janaea, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm Janaea Smith and I'm here at the SCU women's soccer practice. The team just recently welcomed new coach, Coach Randy Belly, and it's going to be awesome to see how they perform under new management come next season. I was able to speak with a few of the players and get their thoughts and opinions on their new coach, as well as major improvements needed for next season.
I actually love Coach Belly. I think he knows us already as players because he was working with the men's team last year, and I think he watched us and he knows us as people, he knows us as players, and I really appreciate that about him. Coach Belly, I really like him. He's great. It's like a nice change to the program. He doesn't care if like you're a guy or a girl. He treats you the same. It's like the same toughness on and off the field, so it's good. He knows how to play with the best of the best, and although we're not quite D1, we can work up to that level with a coach who previously worked at the D1 level. So I think it's pretty cool how we have someone with such high talent at a coaching level.
They played hard last season, and though they were close, they didn't make it all the way to conference.
I think to be successful next season, we just need to work harder, be more disciplined, and listen to our coach more, honestly. It's simple, but I think it'll work. I think that with our new coach and our new players coming in, we're going to kill it this season.
Even in their off season, the girls are still practicing just as hard, and hopefully with the help of Coach Belly, they can make it to Sun Conference next year. With Spotlight Sports, I'm Janaea Smith.
Great stuff, Janaea. So, Carly, we've kind of heard, the opinions of some of your teammates, but how do you feel about this upcoming season as well as your new head coach?
Honestly, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be an awesome season coming up. I think we're working really hard in practice. Coach Belly has some great ideas and great plans for the upcoming fall season, and I think we're going to do really great.
It's awesome to hear. Well, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take things from the campus sports world to a little bit of the pro sports now. March 9th, that is the date for when Bucs running back Doug Martin hits free agency. This gives the Buccaneers less than a month to either place a franchise tag on him or re-sign him. Martin will be an unrestricted free agent, meaning he'll be free to sign anywhere. Now, the Bucs may prefer to offer Martin a long-term contract as opposed to the franchise tag, which is reported to cost them $11 to $12 million in 2016. Head coach Dirk Cutter and QB Jameis Winston have both lobbied for the team to re-sign Martin, especially since he made the Pro Bowl and rushed for the second most yards in the league this past season.
If you have been keeping up with the sports world, then you have heard of the fantastic dunk from Orlando Magic forward Aaron Gordon. Gordon performed a jump that was measured to be 7 feet and 7 inches over the team mascot, Stuff the Magic Dragon. Researchers say that this height would have broken the high jump record in the 2012 Olympics. The Magic season continues tomorrow night at home against the Indiana Pacers.
James Loney might just be on his way out of the Tampa Bay area, and the team he'll be suiting up for just might be a Rays rival in the AL East. Ever since the end of last season, rumors have been swirling about Loney being dealt to the Baltimore Orioles. But now the New York Yankees might come knocking on the Rays' door, especially after first baseman Greg Bird just had season-ending shoulder surgery. Loney had a bit of a down season in 2015 after missing 51 games due to an oblique strain and a fractured finger.
The Orlando City Lions Soccer Club is working hard during their preseason play. Their Fill the Bowl campaign is encouraging fans to come back out to the Citrus Bowl for their home opener match on March 6th against Real Salt Lake. Antonio Nocerino, former teammate of Orlando City superstar Kaká, is still in the works of coming to the U.S. to play for the Orlando City Club team.
It's been a rough couple of weeks for the Tampa Bay Lightning. After riding a 3-game win streak into Ottawa, the Lightning were blown up by the Senators 5-1. After that, the Lightning would go 1-3 over the next 4 games and find themselves on the brink of losing a playoff spot. They sit tied at 8th in the Eastern Conference with the Penguins, who they will face today at 12:30 p.m. in Pittsburgh. This has been your Spotlight Sports Update. I'm Brandon Crotchett.
And I'm Carly Palmer. Back to you, Brenda and Kaylee.
Hi everybody and welcome to Student Spotlight. I'm Nadia Schultz and today we're here with Pablo Rivera.
Hi Nadia.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. All right, so you are a busy man on campus. You are a part of so many different things, and why don't you tell us about that?
Oh my goodness, Nadia, where do I begin? Well, I am part of Raw TV. I'm part of Unplanned Improv. I have a radio show with my good friend Brittany Duffy on Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And I recently just became the president of the Ghost Light Theater Club.
That's so cool. So speaking of everything that you do, let's start with Raw TV.
Okay.
What is it like being a panelist?
It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's literally like sitting on a couch talking with your buddies about Jesus. That's kind of the feel I get from Raw TV. And it's literally just being as real as possible. Like, what do you think about this? And it's just your honest opinion, what you've gotten through your spiritual journey. And so it's kind of like that.
Yeah, for sure. And last semester you were part of Unplanned Improv. What was your favorite episode from that season?
Oh man. Okay, there was an episode where we played Sit, Stand, Lean, and I was like, I was a criminal that had done something. I don't remember what it was, but it was so funny because I had like stand up, and then somebody had to lean, and someone had to sit, and it was just like, I couldn't get it. It was the first time I played the game. Yeah. And so yeah, I like that one.
That's so fun. I would think I was at that episode actually.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah. So you said you're the president for Ghostlight Theater.
Yeah.
And you just recently became the president, right?
That's right, yep.
And so what are some of the responsibilities that you have?
Keeping people in line. Emails, for sure. I feel like I'm not the president and I'm just like the local typewriter. Because it's like, I've sent so many emails in the past few weeks that I've sent in my entire life. And so it's like emails and like getting a hold of the people that, I have a staff, can you believe that?
That's pretty amazing.
It's kind of, it's that. And I know, it's a lot of fun.
That's so cool. And what is Ghostlight? Can you explain that?
Ghostlight is the theater club here on campus. So basically it's just a group of people who not only love Jesus, but love theater and the arts. So we just kind of come together and do anything we can to keep that love alive.
I like it. I like it. All right, well, now we're going to go into our speed round.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Are you ready? Okay.
No, but now I am.
Okay, so what is your full name?
Pablo Jose Rivera. Oh, wow, dare you make me say that.
Pets? Do you have pets?
Yeah, I have a Shih Tzu. He's a puppy. He's cute.
Shoe size?
10.5.
Superhero name?
Superhero name. Oh, man. I don't. El Pablo Loco.
If you won the lottery, what would you do?
I don't know. Oh, I'd buy a tiny house and I would live off the grid.
So, have you seen snow before?
Yes.
Have you gone skiing?
Yes.
Are you good at skiing?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. What's your favorite pizza topping?
Oh my, Hawaiian.
Favorite animal?
Koala.
Airplane or boat?
Boat.
Favorite childhood show?
Childhood show? Oh no, Rugrats.
Can you go ice skating?
Can I go ice skating? Yes, I can.
That is all the time that we have today. Thank you so much for coming, Pablo.
Thanks for having me, Nadia.
And this has been Student Spotlight. I'm Nadia Schultz.
Thanks, guys. A 3-month-old puppy named Lily was shot and killed in front of her owner. After being shot twice in the chest, her sibling Montana circled her while she died. Christopher Crafassi, the owner of the puppy, was able to use footage from surveillance cameras on his home to prove the encounter. The video shows Lily and Montana escaping their yard through a gopher tortoise hole in the fence. Lily enters the yard of Doug Pick but quickly retreats. Pick said he felt threatened by the dogs, but the video shows him moving toward the dogs from behind the fence and shooting at Lily. No charges have been made at this time, but deputies say if they had access to a whole video, it could be reviewed and charges may be filed. Crafassi has previously received complaints for his dogs on 5 separate occasions. These issues include the dogs running loose in the neighborhood and not having proper identification. At the same time, this is not Pick's first fatal encounter with a dog either. Back in 2014, the neighbor's dog climbed his fence and he shot and killed the 5-pound Pug Pekingese mix for chasing his chickens. That family has since installed cement barriers under their fence to keep any future pets from escaping the yard. However, because an endangered gopher tortoise has created holes in Crafassi's yard, by Florida law, he cannot fill the spaces where the puppies escaped. And on a lighter note, let's go to Carla with Tell Me Something Good.
Thank you, Brenda and Kaylee. Hi, my name is Carla Colon, and this is Tell Me Something Good. Imagine going into a classroom and being the only student that speaks English. If you think about it, it would be pretty challenging to learn, as well as to communicate with your teacher and your peers. It would be very isolating, and it would make school miserable. Well, let's take a look at how the deaf student all the way from Bosnia said handled it with the help from his teacher. Back in 2003, Bosnia adopted a law to integrate disabled kids into regular classrooms due to the lack of money for their programs. Although it is sad to hear such news, it is inspiring to learn how Sed's class handled it. According to his teacher, Sed seemed to always be lost and almost secluded from the rest of the class. So she decided to make a move. She decided to learn the language herself and to teach it to the students so that they would be able to communicate with Sed. As the teacher and fellow students got better and were able to communicate with Sed became a happier student in school and more excited to learn. Have you ever thought of all the things you would do if you won the lottery? Thought about the car you would buy, the bills you would pay, the places you would travel to? Well, let's take a look at how Sofia Andrade did with the $200 she won from a scratch ticket. As Sofia wins her $200, she ran into a homeless man named Glenn Williams, and as soon as she looks at him, she realizes why she won the lottery. As she looks at him, standing outside with his sign in negative-degree weather, she invites him for her car for coffee, which he agrees to after hesitating for a bit. Not only does she give him the $200, but she books him a hotel for the weekend. After sharing her experience via Facebook, her story went viral. She started a GoFundMe page for Williams, and Sofia's still working to this day to secure Williams long term. Glenn Williams is left amazed by the thought of there being people like Sofia in the world. This has been Tell Me Something Good, and remember that as one person you may not be able to change the world at once, but you can for sure change the world of one person.
Thank you, Carla. Governor Rick Scott announced this Thursday that Florida set another record for tourism by welcoming 105 million tourists in 2015. He gave the great news from Epcot at Walt Disney World, where he quoted, "If you stop and think about it, we have the best things to market. Look at our weather, look at our beaches, look at our parks, look at our people. All those things together mean we're going to get even more tourists." An estimated 1.2 million Floridians are employed by the tourism industry, which also increased by 4.7% from the year 2014. Since tourism has a huge effect on the state's economy, Governor Scott plans to continue strategic investments in the tourism industry so Florida can continue to be first. This is the 5th consecutive year in which a record has been set by Florida for visitation. Visit Florida reports that an estimated 89.8 million domestic visitors traveled to Florida, which was an 8% increase from 2014. Estimates also report that 4 million Canadian visitors came and 11.2 million overseas visitors traveled to Florida. The goal for 2016 is for 115 million visitors to travel to the Sunshine State. And another event that brought in tourists is the Pancake Festival, which our own Kaylee Green covered. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, I'm Kaylee Green with Spotlight News here at the 58th Annual Lakeland Pancake Festival. People come from all over Lakeland just to get a bite of these buttery, delicious pancakes. Let's check it out.
The 58th Annual Kiwanis Pancake Festival was held at Tigertown on February 13, 2016, where hundreds of pancakes were flipped for charity. An immense amount of preparation goes into planning for this event.
Oh, we just come out here the day before and we're ready to go. No, it's clearly a year-long planning process. We have a committee that when we decided to take it over, I took over as a committee chairman because someone had to organize it. And what we have done is we've created our entire club, got them all involved. We looked at the organization and what it would take to get the event done, and we broke it up into distinct areas.
Locals continue to come back year after year to continually enjoy their favorite parts of the Pancake Festival.
Oh, I think I love all the families and the children, and it's a really great community event that's been going on for 58 years.
My favorite eating, yeah, I think the pancakes for sure, although the bounce houses.
Yeah. Maybe everything's great about it, but I think seeing the smiling faces is just what makes it all worthwhile.
The Pancake Festival is an amazing and delicious way to raise money for charity. For Spotlight News, I'm Kaylee Green. Back to you guys.
Those pancakes looked so good.
I know she's so lucky she got to go and taste all those different stands and the different kinds of pancakes the Pancake Festival has to offer.
Absolutely. I missed out this year. I had no idea what was going on. Otherwise, I probably would have gone with her.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a Pancake Festival, so hopefully from the people watching, they can definitely come and check it out next year.
Absolutely. Throwing Throwing it back a little bit, as you may remember, back in October, a teen took distracted driving to a whole new level and was charged with a DUI after announcing that she was driving under the influence and recording it live on Periscope. Concerned viewers contacted 911 to locate her whereabouts. Police officers were able to download the app and locate her to pull her over. She then refused a breathalyzer test and failed the field sobriety test. Her court appearance was last weekend when it was decided that she would not have to serve any jail time, but instead she was sentenced to 150 hours of community service. Although the videos streamed on Periscope are only available for viewing for 24 hours, a detective was able to capture them to use them as evidence in the trial. Along with community service hours, she was also sentenced to 12 months probation, 6 months suspended license, and 10 days impounded vehicle. In the video, she spoke with blurred words and admitted on many occasions that she was drunk. No one was harmed as a result of her driving. Before the show comes to an end, here is Grant, Nadia, and Carla with one more thing.
Hello everyone, we've had a fantastic show, but before we go, here's one more thing. For today's edition, I have Carla and Nadia here. So Carla, let's start with you. What do you have to share with us today?
Well, I read about a story about this guy in Spain. His name is Joaquin Garcia, and he is a supervisor of a water plant, and he did not show up for work for 6 straight years.
What?
And no one noticed until he was nominated for the Great Work Quality Award.
Doesn't go to work for 6 years and he gets an award?
Yes.
Like, what is up with that?
People thought that he had retired, and no one really knew because no one was seeing him around. But everyone was confused because they would see in the payroll that he was still getting his paycheck.
I would too.
Right. Yes. But they figured it out that he just wasn't going to work.
Justice was served.
I know. His attorney, in his defense, was like, oh, he felt like he was being harassed at work by his coworkers and all that. By the end of the day, anyway, he recently got a $30,000 fine.
He got what he deserved. Justice is served.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, he still got money though.
So Nadia, what do you have for us?
Well, I read about a family in New York, and they built this 14-foot snowman. And they have been taking snow donations on Facebook to try and keep Frosty alive till spring. And apparently they did this last year, and they said so many people came and enjoyed it so much that they were like, well, let's try it again this year. And so they're going on Facebook and they're like, hey, we need snow, and people are like shipping them snow. I don't even know. It's crazy.
I can't imagine how much work that would take. To,
right?
Like,
it's
all
14
the people.
feet.
Yeah.
How long do you think it lasted the previous year? If
I don't
to keep it
know.
till
They were
spring?
trying to keep it until May, so we'll see if they keep it up.
That's very interesting. That's quite the project, for sure.
I don't know if I would have the ability to do that.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen
absolutely.
snow.
Oh, you haven't?
That's sad.
I know.
It's really cool.
I know. Sad story.
Well, what I have in store for today is kind of bizarre, as always. So a man was driving in a tornado, and like he's driving the whole time, and he sees all these cars going the other way, and he's like, why are these cars being so stupid? I just, like, I don't understand why they're going the other way. It's because they were getting away from the tornado, and yet he didn't see the tornado at all. All the debris was flying, and he was just like, these stupid drivers, and I don't know, just such ignorance on his part, I think.
That's so crazy. You're so focused on what other people are doing that you can't even see like what's going on around you.
How do you not see that? And
right?
Things fly
the big
around.
swirling thing in the sky.
Seriously though, like you're supposed to focus on the road.
In your sight of vision? Exactly.
That's so crazy.
I'm surprised
oh
his
my
car
gosh.
stayed on the road.
Yeah,
for sure.
Props to him.
Yeah, props to him. Well, thank you so much, guys. Those stories were definitely interesting, for sure. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us here on One More Thing. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Well, that is all for this week of The Spotlight. I'm Brenda Torres.
And I'm Kaylee Baker. Thanks for watching.